In this video, we are going to continue the 30-day series of making a Roblox game with only your guys' comments. So for example, last time, this guy wanted a cannon, so I built a cannon. This is day 7, so that means we are officially 1 week into the challenge. I just want to say thank you all so much for the support we are getting in this series. But before we start, I'm an up-and-coming Roblox Studio YouTuber that did Roblox Studio challenges. I am currently at 955 subscribers right now, but my goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the 30 days, and we are so close. So if you can please play a chess game with the subscribe button, but instead of trying to win, pull out an AK-4. Last video, I said the top 3 most liked comments will be featured in this video, and with me are 4 comments including the top 3 and then 1 more that I just really like, and I will be adding them all into the game today. And in first place, the winner from last video with 55 likes is a comment by Skibbiton. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but he said to make a crazy Robloxian badge where you find a hot dog on the floor and then follow the hot dog to an elevator, and then you click the elevator to teleport inside, wait for the elevator to open, and then meet the crazy Robloxian, give him an item, and then you get a badge. But I approached this a little bit differently. So basically, there's going to be a hot dog hiding behind this building, and then if you say his username, which is Skibbiton plus hot dog, so if you say Skibbiton hot dog, the hot dog will start to go somewhere, and that will be a door, and if you click on that door, you will teleport to an elevator with nice elevator music, and then it will rise until you reach the 5th floor, and upon reaching the 5th floor, the doors will open, and in that room will be the crazy Robloxian, which is a very popular person because I searched him up and this is what I saw. But I'm not done yet, because there will be a cutscene and it will ask you to give him the hot dog, and if you say okay, you get a good ending, and if you don't, you get a bad ending. So yeah, that's basically what I'm going to make. So I started by making the hot dog. So as usual, I searched up hot dog for some inspiration. So I made this horrible model, but I realized that the color was a little bit too dark, so I brightened up the bread, and then I placed this model behind the building. Then I started to work on a local script where if you were to chat this secret code, it will check your distance and the hot dog's distance and see if they are close enough. This is done by subtracting them together in parentheses, then putting dot magnitude at the end. This will return a number which is the total distance between you and the hot dog, and if it is within 15 studs, then the script will continue. And after that, I wanted to see if the hot dog will be able to tween, which is basically like bring him to life and animate. So I made it go up a little bit, and it worked. So I added little checkpoints where the hot dog will go, and as you can see now, it leads you to the building, but then it goes again for some reason, meaning even though I chatted once, it somehow triggered the script twice. So I made a in progress variable, set it to false, then before the tween it will only go if it is not in progress, but then I set the in progress to true so it doesn't repeat itself. And there we have it, a working tweening hot dog. But now we have to make it to where when you click the door, you get teleported to an elevator. So I put a click detector to the door and put a click function after the hot dog tween script, so people just don't do, oh guys look, it's a door, let's click on it. No, I want them to say the secret code, then follow the hot dog to the door. So when you click on it, nothing happens, and I want you to get teleported to the elevator. So I added a remote event to replicate a storage, and if you don't know what remote events are, they basically connect a player to the server. So I fired the remote event using a local script and then received it on the server and made it to where the player will actually get teleported to the TP part, which stands for teleport part, and it actually doesn't even exist yet. So let's build a map really quick. I hope you are okay with a sci-fi elevator type deal. It seemed easier, and I actually tried on this, by the way, so if it looks like I put a little bit of effort in, I did. So we have an elevator done, but we need the floor. What's an elevator if there's no floors? So I basically duplicated the elevator and put floor 5 at the top, but now we need sound effects. So I got some elevator music, a boop sound for whenever you reach the next floor, and then an elevator's chime sound whenever the door is about to open. I then scripted it to where when you get teleported, the elevator music plays, and then the boop works whenever the floor increases. Like most elevators, you will see the floor increase if the number on the display part increases. I then added a tween for the door so that it can have this cool door open animation whenever the elevator dings. So I went to test it out, and the script broke because it could not find the door, and the reason wasn't because the door wasn't there, it was because I put the elevator too far away from the main map, and since I'm using a local script, my screen can't find the door because everything that happens in a local script is only on my screen. So I moved it closer, I put it in the skyscraper, but one thing was missing. The door didn't have any sound. So I found this perfect sound off the creator marketplace. I know, such a banger. I then added the crazy Robloxian himself, and I then added a trigger part that will trigger as soon as you leave the elevator. And what this will do is have a nice little cutscene where you guys share some dialogue. Also, I forgot to say, you get a hot dog when you enter in the elevator, and your backpack becomes disabled so that you don't unequip the hot dog. But that kind of broke it. You see, when I removed the backpack, I had to give the player the tool, causing his hitbox to increase. So every time I got teleported, I would just get stuck in the middle of the skyscraper. So I had to move the elevator somewhere else. Anyways, I started getting ready to add a dialogue system, and usually it has an image of who you are talking to. So I took a screenshot of his face and then removed the background to make it look professional, even though I'm not. I then added a camera part and then started working on the UI. I tried a new UI style because I don't like how this one is very colorful. I searched up a YT tutorial on how to get your avatar into an image label, which was actually very easy and made me feel dumb. But anyways, I then started to script the dialogue, but I wanted to have it where it has a nice typewriter effect, and I've never coded anything to do with strings. So I did what any other normal person would have done.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a typewriter effect to a GUI text element so that it looks like text is being typed as if somebody is speaking it.
So yeah, I got that done. Finished the dialogue system and added a nice fading black screen transition to the game, so whenever you are done talking to him, you get teleported back during a nice fade black screen. So I went to go test it and I got ran over by a car. Then I went to go test it again and the dialogue system broke, and it was saying his first line but it would not say mine, and this took 30 freaking minutes to fix, but I ended up fixing it. Basically, my lines were actually appearing the whole time. I just forgot to invisible his, so mine were just hiding behind him. Anyways, I then had to fix more small bugs, and here it is. And there is a second ending, so if you were to say okay, you would get the good ending. That was a lot, but surely that didn't take long. Okay, so our second suggestion of the day is a comment by Boeing747 is cool, and he said to add a guy named Josh on room 125 in the infinite rooms. If you don't know what the infinite rooms are, it was a suggestion back on day 3, and basically it's like infinite rooms, but it's just one room. You'll see it whenever I show a clip of it. Anyways, you can then get a rock from Josh and then break down a wall revealing a bunch of Maxwell cats. Seems pretty easy as well. So I first started by making a script and then made a room variable, which will be what room Josh will be in. And I made it low for right now because I did not want to go all the way to 125 every time I tested it. So I put it at 5 for now. And then I basically made a loop that will only continue and only continue if you have reached the room variable, which in this case would be 5, but in the future it will be 125. I made the badges NPC and Josh twins because I'm actually a twin in real life, so yeah. So I named him Josh and made it where at room 5 he will teleport to the designated position, which didn't work. So instead of worrying about that right now, I ran away from the problem and started working on other things like the dialogue and screenshotting his face so that I can add his face to the dialogue UI just like the crazy Robloxian. But when I tested it, I had to face my problem eventually. So like Josh literally wasn't even there because he was not teleporting to the designated position. So I made it to where instead of changing his position, you can change his transparency and his collision. So whenever he's supposed to be there, he will become non-transparent and collidable. But when he's not supposed to be there, he will become transparent and non-collidable. And this worked until he kept on spamming check your badges, like, just like his twin brother. I actually just forgot to remove the previous script, so that's my bad on my part. Then I added it to where if you were to say yes to his rock, you would get it, and boom, now we have another working dialogue system. It's not like I just copied and pasted it from the last one. But anyways, I then made it to where if you had the rock equipped and you were next to the door, you will get a button that says break, and if you click on it, you get the badge and you get access to a secret room with a bunch of Maxwell cats. I also forgot to mention, if you were to reset your character at room 125 whenever you get the rock, you would lose it. So you would have to go all the way back to room 1 and then leave out the infinite rooms. And that's it with suggestion 2. And our third suggestion is a comment by Mr. Roblox Bacon, and he wants me to place a secret room somewhere, then find out where it is, and you would get a badge called secret. And this one took me like 5 minutes, thankfully, because the last one took me an hour and a half, and the one before that took me 3 hours. So yeah, so I made the room. Then I said, first one to say their Roblox username will be in my next video in my Discord, and Winter Puke Cat said his username, which is hi 6666666k. So I made the secret code to get into the secret room, hi 66666. And our fourth suggestion was by I do not know how to pronounce that name, but he said you add a badge for whenever you reach door 10,000. And I started by copy and pasting the same script I used for the Maxwell cats, and then changed the room variable to 10,000, and then granted a badge instead of all that fancy dialogue stuff. I made a badge icon, and boom, now we have a 10,000 door badge. And also in my last video, I made an entity spider, and I said the first one to comment your username and spider will be the head of that entity, because I did not know how to make a head. And someone by the name of Max New Dev main account said it first, and I put him as the head of the spider, even though he literally didn't even have one. But that will be it for day 7. Thank you guys so much for 955 subscribers. It means the world to me. I am very active on Discord, and I want to meet my subscribers. So if you could please join the Discord, link is in the description and pinned comments. I really tried to make this video a long, good one, but I kind of cooked myself on the first suggestion. So next time I am not working on 3 hours for one suggestion, so I can do mid quality for 7 suggestions and have a 15-minute banger video. Stay tuned for day 8.